So you guys know I got married last year in 2020. And when I was planning my wedding, I heard from a lot of my friends who had gotten married before how much they disliked planning their own wedding and how much they couldn't wait for it to be over. There's so many emails, things to follow up on, and vendors and venues to deal with. They found it really tiring. Turns out I'm one of the weird ones that really liked wedding planning from start to finish. Something that really helped me during my wedding planning process was an app called Notion. So today I want to do a walkthrough of how I use Notion to plan my wedding and hopefully show you guys how Notion can be a really powerful tool. Before we begin, let's talk a little bit about what Notion is. It's a little hard to explain. You can use it as a note-taking app like Evernote, or a project manager like Asana or Trello, or a to-do list like Todoist or Things. Notion gives you the tools or building blocks like notes, calendars, reminders, Kanban board, so that you can build a system that you need. It's kind of like a digital bullet journaling. Just like how you can set up your bullet journal to take notes or make a to-do list or make a tracker for workouts and water intake, you can do something similar with Notion. So let's get right into what my Notion page looked like for wedding planning. So this is what my wedding planning page looks like in Notion. So you can see that I have my wedding planning page set up as a Kanban style layout. And I like this view because it gives me an overview of all the things that I need to do and where exactly each task is in terms of status. So is it in progress? Is it completed? Is it the next item that I need to deal with? And it really breaks down a big task like planning a wedding into really digestible, actionable items. So each one of these tasks are customizable. So you might want to have more information on some of these bigger ticket items like booking your venue or booking your caterer. So if you go to book catering, you can have all the information in one place. So for example, here I have all the pricing from different catering companies by seated dinner versus buffet style dinner versus family style dinner. And then you can also go to each catering place, or you can make each catering place as a page and enter even more individual information about them. So you can have their sample menu, customized prices, your tasting day and what you felt about the tasting day. And you can keep all the information in one place. And then going back to booking catering, you can view this also as a status board. So you can see contacted, reply back, in progress, tasting scheduled, and then done. So you can really keep track of where you are within this one task of booking your caterer. I think this is where Notion really shines. Wedding planning is a really complex project with so many moving parts, and you can really have all the information and like nitty gritty details in one place. So you're never really looking through your email or your computer files to look for that one quote or that one information about one venue that you remember you saw it somewhere but you don't know where it is. So you can keep everything in together. It can really help you focus on the big picture and help move things forward. Just to demonstrate how Notion works, we're gonna plan a make-believe wedding, and I'm gonna show you guys how to set this up. And this is gonna be applicable not only to wedding planning, but any big project. So we're gonna go to Workspace, and we're gonna add a page. And to save time, you can choose from one of their many templates. We're gonna choose, there's a lot of different ones, but we're gonna choose Design Tasks, and you're gonna use this template. Discard any edits. And then you can rename this task. So we'll say wedding in September 2022. And then we'll change the icon to like a heart emoji. There we go. And then here you can see something similar to what I had before. We have the not started, next up, in progress, completed. I had added a new column, which was delete. So I'm gonna add that up here. And here I'm gonna delete this template task. And then under not started, I'm gonna basically list out all the things that you might have to do when you're planning a wedding. So the first thing you might want to do is set a budget, pick a venue, and catering, photographer, maybe you want a videographer, wedding cake, guest list, maybe hotel room block, and save the dates, registry, so I think this is a good place to start. So as you do things, and you can do this in order of importance or in order of things that fill up fast, kind of like venues, photographers, they get booked pretty fast. So you want to do those like at least a year in advance these days. So I'm going to put set a budget, pick a venue, and catering into the next up category. Those are the tasks that I'm going to prioritize and work on first. And one thing that's really great about Notion is you can also invite other users. So you might want to involve your wedding party or your fiance, and you can assign them specific tasks so that you know who's supposed to be working on what. And let's do a example of assigning a task to somebody else. So you can go into a task, and then you can assign to my husband or myself. So let's assign it to him, and then he'll be notified. And when he goes in, he'll see that this is part of his task to do. So let's go into picking a venue. So we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into picking a venue because it's one of the big ticket items and you want to spend more time. And you're going to have a lot of data points from different venues that you're looking at. So we're going to add an empty page / for different pages, and I want this to be another Kanban layout because I want to know which ones I contacted, which ones I'm touring, which ones I'm more interested in. So I'm going to go to board inline, and it's going to give me that same Kanban within a Kanban, if you will, for this picking a venue task specifically. So I want to say, let's say this one is going to be Hotel 1. This one's gonna be, maybe it'll be a botanical garden. This one's gonna be Hotel 2. And then maybe you wanna add different groups like contacted. And you can move it over. You might wanna get rid of not started. So you'll have, actually never mind, just delete. You can add a group. Toured can be one of the things that you want to keep track of. So you might have, maybe 3 or 4 different places, let's say Hotel 3. So you want to contact Hotel 1, the Botanical Garden, Hotel 2, and then maybe you end up touring all of them, or maybe some of them. You end up touring Botanical Garden and Hotel 1. So you can like move things along as you complete the task. You can even set a due date for your project. So you can do, you might want to pick a venue by, we said September 22 wedding. So you want to do it by at least like October 1st, I think is a good deadline. So we'll say October 1st. And then let's say within a hotel, you have all this information that you want to keep track of. So we'll go into Hotel 2 and we'll say this is a separate page. And then maybe you want to upload some information that they gave you. So you'll click and drag their PDF and you'll have it on their Hotel 2 page. And then let's add a little more information for Hotel 1. So you can click into Hotel 1. You can add another PDF here. You can also say like contact person is like their email. That's their email. Maybe COVID rules is maximum of however many people, like 100 people, indoor and outdoor. So you can keep all your notes here so you know everything about this hotel and what they're asking for when you go into this hotel page. So as you can see, as you contact and tour the hotel and maybe sign the contract and everything, you can move everything forward and really have all the information about each different venue in one place. So let's go back to the landing page here. So you might want to do something involved like this for some of your big ticket items, like picking a venue or uh, picking your caterer. But you might not have to do so much detail oriented work with all the tasks that you have. So for example, sending the save the dates, all you might have to do is just assign it to one person and then set a deadline. And that might be all you need to do. Picking a guest list, same thing. So it might not be as involved for every single task. So that's it. That's pretty much how I use Notion to plan my wedding. I know it can be really overwhelming at first because there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of customizable functions. But once you lay down the foundation for your workspace, it can really make you productive and keep you on track for your big goals. And it can even make big projects like wedding planning fun and enjoyable. So you can imagine you can use Notion not only for things like wedding planning, but other big projects like applying to med school, maybe planning a home renovation, or even just recurrent projects like making a video for YouTube. So if you guys are interested in trying out Notion, you can click the link in the description box below. And if you're interested in wedding planning or you think you might be planning a wedding soon, I'll even put the template for my wedding planning in the description box as a link. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.